Welcome to Math 20 video lecture series. At the end of this video, a student will be able to solve linear, quadratic, and rational equations. Let us begin by defining some terms. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng equation? So, an equation is a statement saying that two expressions are equal. So, these are examples of equations. Okay. So, ang palatandaan lang is there is an equal sign. So, medyo marami-rami itong terms na to, pero hindi tayo magfo-focus dito because ang gusto natin for this video ay matuto kayong mag-solve ng mga equations na nabanggit ko. Okay, so, kapag meron kang equation and it holds for every permissible value, which are real numbers, then the equation is called an identity, such as this one. Etong dalawang to are always equal, this and this, for any value ng z not equal to 2. So, example, ito ng identity. So, yung isa naman, yung parang nasa other end ng spectrum, yung hindi totoo, laging hindi totoo, never true, for any permissible values in R, then the equation is called a contradiction. Okay, so example, ito. Never magiging totoo to kahit anong x yung ilagay mo dyan. Kaya siya tinatawag na contradiction. Pero hindi tayo masyadong interested dyan sa dalawang yan. So, ang gusto natin ay yung tinatawag na conditional equations. So, yung conditional equations are equations na nag-hold lang for some values. Okay, so, example, number 1, nag-hold lang yan when x is negative 8. For number 2, nag-hold lang siya when x is negative 1 or x equal to 4. And ang gusto natin kapag merong conditional equation is to get all the solutions and collect them. Pag na-collect na natin sila, yung mga solutions, ang tawag doon ay solution set. At ano ang solution or root ng isang equation? At ang pag-uusapan natin dito ay puro one variable lang muna. Or puro one variable lang isa-solve natin na equation. Okay, so a solution or a root is a value of the variable that makes the equation true. So ang assumption natin lagi na ang solution sets natin ay subsets of real numbers. So lahat ng solution natin ay real numbers. Okay? So unless in-specify na pwedeng lumabas sa real numbers yung solution. At yung goal talaga natin is to find the solution set of a given equation. Madalas conditional equation yung pinapahanapan ng solution set. Okay, so two equations are said to be equivalent if they have the same solution set. Okay, eto na lang, kuwari nag-solve kayo ng equation na yan. So, from high school math, diba ginagawa nyo? Parang pinapasimple nyo ng pinapasimple equation hanggang makuha nyo yung sagot. Okay, so yung mga pagsisimplify na yon ng equation, so yung sa bawat line na ito, equivalent equations yan because they have the same solution. So, ganun yung technique. Hahanap ka ng equivalent equation na mas madali isolve dun sa binigay, equivalent equation ulit, para mahanap natin yung solution set. Okay? And simula na tayo dun sa gusto natin for this lesson. Okay, so let us start with linear equation. So, a linear equation in one variable is an equation that can be written as ax plus b equal to 0, where a, b are real numbers and a is not 0 kasi mawawala yung variable mo pag nag-0 siya. Okay? Kapag meron kang equation, minanipulate mo, naging ganitong form, ang tawag doon ay equation leading to a linear equation. Okay. So, example, etong equation na to, kapag nag-transpose ka sa left, right, ang makukuha mo, ito or ito, which is a linear equation. So, this equation is an equation leading to a linear equation. So, yung importanteng tanong ngayon, how do we solve linear equation? So, ito lang naman yung kailangan, itong 3 steps na ito or yung 3 tools na ito. So, you use the additive property of equality, ito yung transpose. So, pag naglipat ka ng term sa kabilang side, nag-iiba yung sign niya. And then, yung multiplication property of equality ay nagmumultiply ka both sides by a non-zero number. Okay? Or mas madalas ata ginagamit na divide both sides by a non-zero number. Okay, and simplifying similar terms. Okay, pag linear equation, ito lang ang payo ko. Lahat ng may variable, ilipat sa left. Lahat ng walang variable, ilipat sa right. Or vice versa. Sa left yung walang variable, sa right yung may variable. So, let us solve this one. So, ang gawin na lang natin, yung sinabi ko, ilipat lahat ng may variable sa left, lahat ng walang variable sa right. So, we get 5x minus 2x equal to, ito magiging plus 5. So, meron tayong 3x equal to 12. And then divide both sides by 3. So, x is equal to 4. So, yan yung solution. At ang solution set ay the set containing the solution. Okay. Then tayo sa next example. Madali lang tong linear equation. Okay. So, let us solve this one. Kinopya lang yan dito ha, para hindi ko lang siya isusulat ulit. So, yung first thing, kailangan mawala yung mga parentheses. So, we use the distributive property. And we get 6x. So, 6x and then minus 3x square. And then, kokopyahin ko lang yung lahat ng natira. And on the left-hand side, combine like terms. So, ko-combine natin ito. So, kopyahin ko muna to negative 3x square. Tapos, plus 13x plus 3. 13x tapos plus 3. Equal to 5x minus 3x square plus 1. And then, lipat ko lahat ng may variable sa left. Tapos lahat ng mga constant sa kanan. So, this positive 3 magiging negative 3 sa kabila. And this positive 5x magiging negative 5x sa kabila. Pag nilipat mo siya sa left. And this negative 3x square become positive 3x square. And then, natira dito is 1. So, combine like terms, magka-cancel ito, and the sum of this is 8x. 8x is equal to negative 2. So, x is equal to negative 1/4. Okay. So, that is our solution. Or the solution set is the set containing negative 1/4. So, pag sinabi natin quadratic equation in x, ito yung form niya. Okay, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Of course, a, b, c are real numbers. Tapos si a, bawal siya mag-0. Kasi pag nag-0 si a, linear na lang siya. Okay? So, kapag meron kang equation, minanipulate mo, naging quadratic equation, ang tawag doon is an equation leading to a quadratic equation. So, example niyan, eto. Pag nilipat mo yung 10 sa kaliwa, quadratic equation. Eto, may mga fraction. Pag nag-multiply ka both sides by x minus 1, and nag-combine ka ng mga like terms, distribute, we'll get this, a quadratic equation. So, these two are examples of equations leading to quadratic equations. So, ang tanong, how do we solve quadratic equation? So, yung scope ng sa Math 20 or yung tinuturo sa Math 20 ay solution via factoring. If this term is factorable, And yung mas general, regardless kung factorable ito or not, which is the quadratic formula. So, dalawang methods yung pag-uusapan natin. So, dun muna tayo sa medyo special case, yung via factoring. So, gagamitin natin tong property na ito para ma-solve via factoring ang quadratic equation. Meron tayong property na if you multiply two numbers and the product is 0, then at least one of them is 0. So, if AB is 0, then A or B is 0. So, at least one of them is 0. Okay? So, ganito yung gagawin natin. Kailangan naka-0 yung isang side, factor yung isang side. So, magiging A times B equal to 0. Ganyan na siya. And then, equate each factor to 0. Tapos, to solve nyo yung each factor. Okay? So, for example, let us solve this one. So, lipat natin sa kabila yung 10. It becomes negative 10. Nilipat sa kabila para 0. Okay? The next thing, you factor this. So, x, ano bang factors nun? Dapat, product is negative 10, ang sum is 3. Mukhang plus 5 minus 2. So, pag nakapag-factor na kayo, always check yung answer ninyo by multiplying or using FOIL method in this case. Negative 10, 5x minus 2x, 3x, x squared. So, tama yung factoring natin. So, sa case na to, nakaganitong form na siya. This is our A, this is our B. Sabi nito, equate each factor to 0. So, x plus 5 equal to 0 or x minus 2 is 0. So, x, and then, i-compute mo lang siya isa-isa. Okay, so you have two answers, x is equal to negative 5 or x equal to 2. So, the solution set is the set containing negative 5 and 2. Yan yung sagot dito. Yan yung possible values ni x. Next example naman, via factoring pa rin. Let us solve this equation. Okay, so first step, kailangan naka-0 yung kabilang side. Tapos na siya. Factor natin ito. Ano mga factors niyan? Dito tayo mahihirapan dito yung factoring. Trial and error ito actually. Paano ba to? Try nga natin 5, 2. Anong lalabas? 4 at saka ayun, 4 tsaka 15. Okay? Pag minus mo, negative 11. Okay, check natin kung tama yung sagot natin ha. Product nito is negative 10, 4x, negative 15x. The sum is negative 11, correct? 3x times 2x, 6x squared. Okay, so na-factor mo na equal to 0, equate each factor to 0. So 3x plus 2 is 0. Or 2x minus 5 is 0. And then, solve mo lang yan individually. So, 3x equal to negative 2, x equal to negative 2 over 3. Okay, nagiging linear lang siya. And then, divide both sides by 2, you get 5 over 2. So, the solution set is the set containing negative 2/3, 5/2. Yan. So, yan yung solving equations in x, quadratic equation in x via factoring. So, punta naman tayo dun sa solving via quadratic formula. So, itong quadratic formula, nag-a-apply to sa kahit anong quadratic equation. Mapa-factorable pa ito or not. Ang factoring naman, nag-a-apply lang yun kapag factorable ito. I mean, madaling gamitin yung factoring method kapag factorable to. Okay, so let's say we have yung quadratic equation natin kanina, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers, a is not 0. Then, masosolve mo si x using this formula na tinatawag nating quadratic formula. So, x is equal to negative b, bagalan lang natin para maalala natin, plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? Ulit. Para ma-memorize ito, sabihin niyo siya out loud. So, negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. At saka kailangan ma-memorya niyo yan kasi gagamitin niyo na forever yan sa lahat ng mga math courses na susundan ninyo. Okay, so ito yung quadratic formula natin. So, solve natin yung previous example. Kailangan mag-match yung sagot natin, pero gagamit tayo ng quadratic formula. Identify natin si A, B, and C. Our A is 6, B is negative 11, C is negative 10. So, si A, si B, si C. Si A yung katabi ni x square, si B yung katabi ni x, si C yung constant. Okay, so by the quadratic formula, x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b square minus 4 a c all over 2a. Yan ay sagot. Simplify na lang natin. So, 11 plus minus square root of 1 to 1 plus, ilan ba to? 240 all over 12, which is 11 plus minus square root of, ilan ito? 361. Perfect, ano ba yung 361? So, 11 plus minus 19 all over 12. So, x is equal to 11 plus 19 over 12, or x is 11 minus 19 over 12. So, anong lalabas? So, this is 30 over 12, or divisible by 6 pareha, no? 5 over 2. Dito naman, x is negative 8 over 12, or divisible pareha by 4, negative 2/3. So, the solution set is 5 over 2, negative 2/3. Okay, pareha ba nang nakuha natin sa previous example? Let us check ha. Ano yung sagot natin? 5 over 2, negative 2/3. Okay, tama. 5 over 2, negative 2/3. Okay. So, ang galing, no? Ang galing ng quadratic formula. So, nag-work yan for any quadratic equation. So, substitute nyo lang and then simplify. So, pagka-substitute nyo, yun na yun. Simplify na lang.